Alright, part 2 of the Ultimate Project. First part gave ideas of how to do the repipe for going from that pipe coming down at the house, going all the way back to the wash house, which is behind the garage. Ambulance going by. Anyway, decided to go slightly underground. So from here, going down, galvanized to copper joiner to reduce and get rid of any possibility of the friction or whatever that deal is that people say is the issue with galvanized copper. Going down, taking a 90-degree elbow. I'm actually going to go 1/2 inch to 3/4 as a reducer, and to save money because then that's just one piece for $2. Anyway, going with 3/4 inches to a 1/2 inch. Building up for possible expansion. Anything else, better to go 3/4 inch now while it's dug up and it's technically a few bucks or whatever more all the way through. This is just kind of a semi-dug hole just to see if there were any root issues. Going all the way across to where the edge of the garage is, so following that whole line will be stabilized. Going through. And underneath the sidewalk, I've got a 4-inch ABS pipe that I'm actually going to run underneath the sidewalk to make myself a tunnel, and that tunnel will also be accessible for future add-ons, extensions, pull-through, things like that, which will lead me across to the other side of here. That big piece right there is actually just the root ball. Anyway, so I dug up the cement, which I guess was a fence post or something like that, over here in this corner before. Dug that out to give me a nice straight line is ultimately what I want to get to go across with my 4-inch ABS underneath, so I can be able to come out with a pipe, take a little bit of an angle or just go straight up, whatever is necessary, and then come up against the garage wall, coming up maybe no more than about 6 to 8 inches. And then I've already trimmed away some of the bushes because it's really easy to get past. Go along the length of the garage, which is along the bottom wall, like I said, between 6, 8, 12 inches at the most height, going across the bottom of the garage, which is going to basically lead me around to the first angle, which is here. This is the first angle, 90-degree curve, hitting that corner. Going behind the rain pipe, I've already determined it's easy enough because it's actually kind of moves a little bit, so I could probably take a pipe, go straight through, and then cut it up for the angle, taking the other 90-degree, continuing across, taking that 90-degree, which is now at the back of the wash house. If I can get the camera to go back here, which I got to go back here later anyway, so I might as well pull it out. And that goes down to the other side and leads me up to the drain, or excuse me, not the drain, but the outlet that goes to the sink, and that's going to be all cold water. So from there it's basically another 90, but I'm actually going to split that off with a T, putting the 3/4 inch in the cap on the end of it, and then go up 1/2 inch, and that's going to take like a regular tap off. That way anything can be tapped off of this with an appropriate pressure line if the inside house is later replaced. So going backwards, 90 to 90 to 90. Straight run down the length of the garage to the other side of the tree. Going around the tree here. 90 going down, 90 going under the sidewalk through the 4-inch that I'm going to put inside, across along the length of the house, ending up with 90 and into the house, or technically water flow, meaning coming out of the house. That's the whole thing. So basically what it comes down to is 3 type M copper to go underground, 4, I think it's M, I could have the names backwards, I keep mixing the names up, but I know the color, 3 type L, correction, 3 type L copper to go underground, 4 type M, which would be running along the side of the garage and everything. All of that's 3/4 inch. Miscellaneous fittings, which most of them are basically just the 90-degree angles I need, and a couple of pieces to thread in for my final. Of course, the flux, I couldn't find my striker, so I had to get another striker. Case of butane, propane I should say, just in case I run out, because I don't know if I have exactly enough. My little scrubber pieces, connectors, unions, joints, yeah. These are extra pieces of copper that I had before, which I want to reuse this union because I'm not using it for anything. I used it on my last house project. So this is going to take us from our 1/2" galvanized to our 1/2" copper. And here is going to be taken off, and we're going to put a 90-degree angle on it. That should be the proper depth going down into the ground, and that now will be my 3/4 inch going underground. And this is extra pipe for spare pieces, so I don't have to cut a 10-foot piece, or in case I run short in the Ultimate. And that pretty much is the project. Part 3 coming up. Pipe will be laid.